I'm about to talk about the human condition on this planet. When I said that, babes, and I started reaching over to get the paper, the main problem with the organism is they don't self-examine, they don't question, they don't have any holy curiosity about the basic stuff. Well, I'm not saying it's not there, but if people are thinking, contemplating what is going on here, looking around and thinking, well, where did this bird come from, and where did I come from, like my body, and can't limit yourself to the encapsulated mind environment, which is people. And that's an ecology. It's an ecology that, if you can imagine, hey, let's say people don't have that holy curiosity and they don't find anything out. They're not even meditating, because the truth is the same for everybody, babes. That's what's beautiful about this school we're in, and we are definitely in a kind of school. If you knew, in fact, that you were encapsulated in an intelligence system that says there's universal law, and if you follow these laws, you graduate into becoming what? Well, I talked about creator. Like, I talked about the things that are all around here that we see, that you wonder, where did it come from? Creator. Become and a really good artist. Simple. Can't inspire anybody unless you've hit that funny bone or something. It's that core thing inside that says, you know what, that is an experience that really warms my heart, because, really just going general, a painter, back in the day, babes, like, say, Picasso, Picasso, right? He painted the weirdest shit, and there's a lot of people that would just go off and start painting this. It's called abstract, but they couldn't do that unless they can do a still life that looks so real that it looks like you can just get in there and grab the fruit off the plate. A still life is, you're using the primary colors. Babes, we're losing primary colors. You're looking at colors that aren't of the primary spectrum, like, say, what we're working with here. They might be different in some other universe and some other planet, but I don't imagine that. I don't really know. I mean, maybe it's exaggerated. I don't know. Sparkly more? Let's get back to the base. The base, like, got those primary colors. You don't really, there's a lot of painters that aren't working with the primary colors anymore. And it's the same as, like, saying, enjoy your GMO apple and corn. It's because it doesn't even hit your funny bone. And a lot of people observing art and geometry, perhaps the world around you, the way things are made, the city, they wouldn't see, the non-contemplators, the people don't figure things out, they wouldn't know the difference. They don't know the difference. And so the saying goes, you just don't know what you don't know. You just don't know what you don't know. And if you knew the truth about the world, you would understand that you own nothing here. You do not own land. You do not own your home. Even if you built it, you live in a prison. It's a school, but it's a prison for you now, because you don't know that there are universal law, and you are to take it upon yourself to dial in on those universal truths. The truth is the same for everybody, because this is what maintains your health. Let's get into the new moon. The new moon in Virgo. It's the Sun conjunct Moon in Virgo at 21 degrees trine Uranus. And it's Uranus is trine my Venus, and this is kind of conjunct my Venus. And I'm like, okay, so your health, babes, even if you built it, you live in a prison. And if you knew how to live in a prison, if you really knew, in fact, you live in a prison, and you do, you're in an institution, and the way that you just kind of question yourself about that, am I in an institution? Is it like, am I imprisoned? Yes. Look around, look at the way everything's set up, the grid, and the money you're using. That's your way to gain privileges of everything and everything that people create and stuff like that. It's just with what's going on within the prison institution. When you're in a jailhouse, within the jailhouse here, it's the same. You must have money, or else you're not getting the same stuff that everybody else does. And the thing is that, okay, let me just get back to this. So you are in prison, babes, and you don't ignore there are other inmates. In prison, you live by the code of the awareness that one little eyelash wink that you do in your cell, and whatever you think probably, affects the rest. It affects all. You don't give yourself the right to do just anything you want. You don't go lawless, psychopath. See, psychopath next door. But I'm not saying this person, quarantine them off. There is an occupation on this planet that is non-human that creates the psychopath that says, no, you can do this. They go beyond the truth, and they say use poisonous version of things instead. You don't need a poisonous version of anything. I've seen cleaners clean, because I'm getting back to the new moon in Virgo, and I have Venus in Virgo in the 6th house. I clean. I'm a cleaner. I help people transform their place into a healthy, better state. And after so many years, this woman I come across, she showed me, I'll get the label. I have this label. It's all faded out, but see, this company has problems producing this cleaner that is so effective and so amazing. You've never seen anything get left cleaner. In fact, when you wash with dish soap, you can, me as a super sensitive empath, you can still see the residue and the dirtiness of the soap, because when you use this cleaner that this woman had, it's really liquidy. It's very, very much just a liquid like water, but it's blue, and I can wash windows, you can wash fruit, you can wash anything with it. It is so strong as far as the ability to wash. And when you wash it off, you can see that there isn't that ugly soap poison residue. It's hard to explain. So anyway, thanks for listening to that and my intensity about it, but that company has trouble. Their offices and their associations and factories get bombed, and they get shut out, and it's hard to find it. And so I have a label, and I can see if they're still. But so, that, because it affects everything when you start dousing this place with poison. When I say this place, babe, you live on Earth. Prison planet Earth. It's a school for you, but you have just been bamboozled out of that. And you think that the universities is what you're talking about, huh, or something, whatever. That all could be changed, babe. They all need to be changed. Using poisonous crap. There is an alarm right now. I'm sorry, I'm not getting back to it, but there is an alarm right now. Your health is is teetering. You don't even know it. So, but when you get announcements or any kind of stress, and it's, come on, babes, you can't even cook your own food. They say that the food is pinched off. How healthy are you there? See, the thing is, if you knew, in fact, you were in prison, there are inmates. You need to get to work. And you do. That's what they do in prison over there. And you don't, let me tell you what, they don't work they're not running fucking 15 hours a day, man. It's 4 days a week and 3 hours a day. You come from rest. You rest. And then you get up and you do actions. Your actions are needed. One affects the all. You don't give yourself the right to do just anything you want. You're not free here. And you charge. If you really work, you're going along the ley lines of the truth, and you're keeping things healthy, and things feel good, and it's not hard. Things are easy. You're not trying to breathe. Like trying to breathe. You don't feel your eyeballs, like you can't see them because they're going bad because shit's in the air fucking them up. You are being influenced by a non-human occupation. You're held captive and enslaved within an institution called money. Nobody owns money. There's a way to use it for your particular level of understanding of what's going on here as far as the organism here in the fucking cuckoo's nest. That has been made as a cuckoo's nest because you are being influenced by a non-human occupation, held captive and enslaved within an institution called money. Nobody owns money. It wasn't your idea. You're living in a game, and you have to figure this out to make any real difference at all in your encapsulation here. Not only your encapsulation, but everybody else's. Because it affects the all. That's what I'm doing here. Even to yourself, right? You can't do anything out there but set an example here, and then you're doing something for somebody out there. It affects everybody. You are not free. Right now, you are suffering the illusion that you are free. It's suffering because how fast do you have to run and how hard do you have to work? Not going along the ley lines of truth, being bamboozled and stopping by the AM/PM and grabbing your fucking purple Slurpee and your nachos made of fucking plastic resin and get on your way and see if it works. If you're working today, with that false education about your entire life, the illusion of your freedom enables you to behave in reckless ways. You think that this is, oh, you're free to do all of this. No, you live in prison here, deeply in a state of forgetfulness, and you need to remember, and we need to remember. Remember. Are you a member? Oh, you're a psychopath? Okay, so you're operating on, you don't know universal law, and you don't like the idea of it at all. Narcissists don't like the idea that the truth is same for all, and then they're missing something like that. And they don't like the truth. They're completely allergic. So, yeah. Not even the people living in the prisons around here, they don't even appear to be so oblivious to each other. They don't behave so disrespectfully. Because why? They know they're in prison. You don't know you're in prison. And you're under the illusion that you are free. You still have a takeover. You still have guards. You still have these entities that they are not your interconnective awareness. Say, like if you were to stay doing hopscotch with the truth there, and you knew your language, you couldn't be fooled by them, and then you're the boss. That truth is the boss. Because that's where you are. You're in a school. Otherwise, it's a prison. If you knew it was the universal law, universal law to follow, then you know you're in school. If you just think it's you're free to do anything, you are going to be imprisoned. You're in a prison. Why? You're just in prison whether you know it, like it or not. So, but the condition of the human, of being human here, and how there's so many problems, and it's just a, a mud. It's a mud that something says, okay, let's reset this beyond the ability of our capacity to even see it. Most people just, yeah, maybe. But who was Jesus, babes? You know. So anyway, not even people that are living that live in a jailhouse. If you knew what went on in there, they actually protect each other. They don't let anybody do a self-harm thing. You know, if somebody was doing a self-harm thing, such as laying asphalt over there and poisoning themselves and being a psycho and then doing stuff, just the sight of it for the people who are there, because all affects one, makes them sick. They will have that person in solitary confinement because they are a toxic threat. You are being influenced by this shit that you don't see it. Okay? I'm losing my papers here. Yeah, you just don't know what you don't know. Sorry, I am. I'm gonna make a copy. I should make 5,000 of these copies and just hand them out. Make people aware to understand that you're not living within like a random chaos of you're free, just do anything you want. See, this is the thing, babes, and this is what this narcissist sheriff told me. And I had to get on top of that shit so much, and I had to alert him to the jailhouses over there. And he didn't. I had to go, hello. Don't you know that there's jails over there? And what they do is they don't live like this fucking insane shit. Insane. They can't live insane like that. So many things change when you change when you know you're in prison. You kind of just go like this. Ah, man, there isn't anywhere I can go, anything I can do about this. I accept it. But look at all of these people here. Look at all these beautiful people here. Pretty soon they start moving together and they start getting close. This is really what happens in there, babes. And it's called a moral code that develops. And then it begins to spill out on the streets. And that's when, if you can imagine, that's when more exacerbation of problems come in. Because when these people are so-called reformed and they go to prison and they understand, oh, you know, I don't have such the clout here. Everybody has to do the same thing. They have to fucking wash the toilets, clean the floors. Some people are privileged enough to go and cook. You volunteer to do things if you're actually interested in it, but you got to wash windows, go to the laundry room. And even more, you look around, you see, well, what's going on? What more can I do? Because you're only working 3 hours a day, babes, and you're laying there. Well, you can do so much more. You can contribute so much more. People need help. And then you help each other. That's what happens in prison, babe. Because why? They know where they are. You don't. Illusion of freedom of voting, that should tell you right there that you're being fucking bamboozled right there. That's not right. You vote for your own faculties about like what feels good here. Does this shitty fucking color that artists are now using that has nothing to do with the primary colors that you find in the rainbow really do good for my view? Does this music that's not tuned right do good for me? How about this fucking poison here, this food that doesn't even, it's not food, babe. You don't even know what's in it. They're finding human stuff in there, and then let's keep going. The stuff that is off, the schism that's in there. Why? Well, you are sharing the planet with parasites, and you need to rid yourself of them. There's hope for everybody. You seek to be reborn by surrendering your mind to the living body of Christ. Everybody has trouble with those words. Everybody has trouble with words because you have trouble with reality. There wasn't a word first. There is reality, and then we're supposed to hang on to the truth by looking each other in the eye and using our fucking words, saying 2 plus 2 is 4, right? Yes. The way that you make the color orange is that you mix the color red and yellow together. The way you make purple is you mix the color green and yellow. I forget, but my grandma had a master's degree in art, and this is what Picasso is doing, and this is how you can see an apple as a still life and think, oh, I want that apple, but it's really a picture. And you're like, dang, that somebody painted. Creator that makes it safe, that fucking any kid can recognize and just go, trust to dance with it. Dancing with the psychos over here. I want out of here, don't you? Sanctuary, sanctuary. Quasimodo.